Hello, you are very welcome to our mathematics class today. And the topic that we are going to cover today is series. And our today class in mathematics is only for higher level mathematics students. Only higher level mathematics students, leaving certificate, of course. So the question is on the board. The sum of the first 5 terms of a geometric series is 5. The sum of the next 5 terms of the series is 160. Part I of the question, the first part of the question, use S5 and S10 to find A, the first term, and R, the common ratio of the series. Okay, I repeat, the sum of the first 5 terms of a geometric series is 5. The sum of the next 5 terms of the series is 160. The first part of the question, part I, use S5 and S10 to find A, the first term, and R, the common ratio of the series. Now, we need to know what formula we are going to use. In your logbook, in your formula book, get the appropriate formula there for the sum. The sum of the geometric series Sn is equal to A bracket 1 minus R n, the power n, 1 over R. This formula gives the sum of a geometric series. So our n is what we go to see, the sum of the first 5. So the first 5, the n here is 5. And then, so because they say the first 5, our n is 5. And the sum, this Sn will be equal to, Sn is equal to 5 as well. Okay, we do this. And then we go also to do for n is equal to 10. And we get also the sum of that. Now, if we use the formula, this formula, as I said, I'm going to write, as I say, n is 5, so I'm going to replace n by 5. I put 5 there. And then the sum will give 5. Okay, so I have it like that. So I'm going to have it like that. So that when I multiply, I go to do cross multiplication here. I multiply this by 5. So I'm going to get what? I'm going to get A bracket 1 minus R to the power of 5 is equal to 5 bracket 1 minus R. Okay, so I get it like that. Okay, now I'm going to write it here on the top, and then I'm going to do the same thing for n is equal to 10. So now I write this here A bracket 1 minus R 5, and then 5 1 minus R. Okay, I do it like that. And then the next, I do the next when I write Sn is equal to A bracket 1 minus R and like that, and then 1 minus R. So here for the next, they say the sum is 160, but we need to understand on the sum 160, it is only for the next 5 terms. For the sum of the first term, so first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. So the sum of the first 5 terms was a 5. Now the next 5 again, so that means the 6th term, the 7th term, the 8th term, the 9th term, and the 10th term. The sum of the 5 next term will give 160. So that means if we start from the very beginning, for the very beginning, if we consider for the very beginning from here to there, so we are going to have n is equal to 10, and the sum will not to be 160, the sum will be 165 if we consider from the very beginning. The sum will be 165. That means the 5 that we got for the first 5, and then the next 5 was 160. If we put them together, we get 165. So we are going to write here the sum is 165. Now 165, and then here I put n is equal to 10. N is equal to 10 here. And then again I do cross multiplication like I did for this one. Now if I do cross multiplication, this multiplied by that, I'm going to have 165 1 minus R. So I go to get like that. I get A bracket 1 minus R. Look what I got. I got this. Okay? Now I go to combine the two and solve them as a simultaneous equation. So first of all, I multiply this. I multiply out the first one, and then I go to multiply out the second. This part only, the left part. Now if I do A multiplied by 1, I get A, and A multiplied by minus R to the power 5, I get minus R, A, R 5. It's what I'm going to put there. I put this here. So I write A minus A, R 5. And then the same, I multiply here. A multiplied by 1, I get A. A multiplied by minus R with the power 10, I get A, R 10. Okay, this is what I got from multiplying this by the bracket. I get this. I'm going to put it here. Okay, I'm going to put it there. So I write A minus A, R 10. Okay, let me put it. I put it there. A minus A, R 10 equals 165 1 minus R. Okay, it's what I got now. Now, look what I got. Okay, for the two equations, I have the two equations. Now, this, look, r to the power of 10, r to the power of 10. I can write it, r to the power of 5, and then put 2 like that. This, okay, I can write like that. Okay, now I'm going to replace this there to make it easier. So I do a minus a and r 5, 2 there. Okay. Now, look what I have. Now, since I have now like that, let R5 be, for example, y. Okay, let R to the power 5 or the power 5 be y. That means I'm going to replace this by y and this also by y. Okay, so I'm going to replace r with the power 5 by y and r to the power 5 by y, but here it will be y squared. Okay, now, so if I do that, I put y, and then here I put y squared. Okay. Look what I have, y squared. Okay, look what I have. From now, I can now factorize. Let me factorize the top and factorize this and factorize that. Okay, if I factorize this and I factorize the very first one, so if I factorize this, a minus a y can be factorized like that, a bracket 1 minus y. Okay, this I can factorize. The top here, I can factorize it this way. Look, the top, I can factorize it this way. Now, I put it there. I write a bracket 1 minus y. And then I do the same for the second. The second, that was like that. I'm going to factorize. Yes, I'm going to factorize the second this way. Okay, this one I can factorize. This second equation. I can factorize it this way. Okay. Now I'm going to write. I put it there. A bracket 1 minus y squared. Okay. Now I have like that. Look what I have. But we know that 1 minus y squared is equal to what? So this second bracket, this one, okay, this bracket, I can write it. This 1 minus y bracket 1 plus y. Okay, I can write like that. Don't forget the simultaneous equation that we're going to solve will be there. Okay, is what I put like that. But I showed that the bracket that I have here, 1 minus y squared, I can write it in this way. Factorize it. If I factorize this, now I'm going to get it this way. I'm going to get it a bracket 1 minus y bracket 1 plus y. Okay. Now, since I have it like that, now see what we have here. A bracket 1 minus y. a bracket open 1 minus y is equal to 5 bracket 1 minus r. So I can replace, I'm going to replace this part by 5 bracket 1 minus r. So I will replace this part here by that, because it is exactly the same as that. Okay, so I'm going to replace this. If I replace, okay, I replace this by that, because a bracket 1 minus y is equal to that. So if I replace, then I get 5 bracket 1 minus r, and I close the bracket. Now from here, what I'm going to write, coming back to tell you that what we did now is simultaneous equation, but by substitution method. Okay, this is a substitution method. Now, I can now write 1 plus y bracket is equal to 165 1 minus r divided by 5 1 minus r. Look what I have. Now, I divide, and then I'm going to get just 33. So I get this bracket is equal to 33, sorry. I get 1 plus y equals 33. 1 plus y will be equal to 33. So 33. So what that means? That means 1 plus y is equal to 33. And then y will be equal to what? Y will be equal to 33, take away 1. Okay, and y is equal to what? Y is equal to 32. Y is equal to 32. Because y is equal to 32, remember, we said, when we started, we said, let r to the power 5 be equal to y. Remember, we say that. Now, if r to the power 5 is equal to y, that means this is equal to r the power 5. R power 5. Okay, 32 is equal. Now from here, I'm going to write r power 5 is equal to 32. That means r to the power 5 is equal to 2 to the power 5, because 32 is 2 to the power 5. Now, that means r is equal to 2. We have the value of r. R is equal to 2. As we have the value of r, we are going to solve it in our original equation. So remember the original equation that we had. It was what? It was a bracket 1 minus r to the power n was equal to what? It was equal to 5 bracket 1 minus r. And here the power was 5, remember. So okay, we had this. Now we are going to replace r by its value, that means 2. We are going to replace r by its value, that is 2, to get the value of A. So A is 1 minus r to the power of 5 is equal to 5, 1 minus 2. So from here, what we get A 1 minus 32, and here get minus 5. And then by multiplying this, if you take away, you get A to the power minus 30, A bracket minus 31, A bracket minus 31 is equal to minus 5. Okay, from there I write A, so I write minus 31. A is equal to minus 5. Minus 31. A is equal to minus 5. What that means? That means if you change the sign both sides, we are going to have what? If you change the sign both sides, we get 31. A is equal to 5. 31. A is equal to 5. That means A is equal to what? A is equal to 5 divided by 31. So we have the value of A. R was 2. R was 2 and A is 5. A is 5 over 31. So I repeat, R was 2 and A is 5 over 31. R is equal to 2 and A is 5 over 31. So we have solved our problem. Okay? But it's not finished. Because remember, we say that this is the first part of the question. Use S5 and S10 to find A, the first term, and R, the common ratio of the series. Okay? We have this, A and R. We have them. Now, the next part of the question, I'm going to put the next part of the question on the board. The next part of the question, they say, I'm going to call out, they say find the smallest value of n. Find the smallest value of n for which the sum of the first n terms of the series is greater than 10,000. Okay, so I repeat, find the smallest value of n for which the sum of the first n terms of the series is greater than 10,000. Now I'm going to put the questions here, the second part of the question by writing find the smallest value of n for which the sum of the first n terms of the series is greater than 10,000. Okay, so the question is there. The question is there. Find the smallest value of n for which the sum of the first n terms of the series is greater than 10,000. Okay, please write down the question, and then we are going in our next class. We are going to solve the problem. Okay? Thank you.